to show you how to make a handy pocket tissue holder. Place your main outer on your lining fabric, right sides together, and ensure that the edges line up. I've clipped all along there, and I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, and starting there I'm going to sew from there all along to the bottom using 1/4 inch seam allowance. I've sewn using 1/4 inch seam allowance all along there, and the next stage is you pull that side over, and as we did before, line up the edges and clip into place. I've clipped it, and I'm going to take it to the sewing machine as before, and starting there and using 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew all the way down there and stop. I've sewn along both seams, and now I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to fold it in half to find the centre of each piece. Find the centre of each piece of fabric, line up your seams there, and then make a nice crease along there and along there. I've formed 2 nice creases there. Now I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to match up these 2 creases, one there, and clip it, and clip it there as well. I'll clip both of the creases together, and this is so that we get both of the sides identical in width. I've taken it over to the ironing board, and I've pressed 2 nice sharp creases along there. I've clipped along the top and bottom, and I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine, and starting there, 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew along there and stop, and at the bottom, along the bottom 1/4 inch seam allowance and stop there and leave a gap, start again there and stop there. I've sewn it, and I've clipped each of the corners, and now I'm going to turn it the right way by pulling it through the gap we left. I've took the raw edges of the gap in, and I've pressed it, and I've pressed all along there and along there to give us some nice sharp creases. Fold in half and press to give yourself a nice sharp crease line. Now open it out and take the centre of your lining trim and place it on the crease you've just made, on the centre there and there, and clip into place. Now we're going to fold over the other side. Make sure this join line lines up with the edge of the other side. I've clipped it into place, and I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and use 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew along there and along there. I'm going to go over this bit a few times to give it extra strength. I've turned it the right way out, and I've pressed it, and now all that's left is for us to put our tissues inside. And now all that's left is to put the pocket tissues inside. There you go. Beware, these can be very addictive, as you can see. Great sellers on craft fairs, and a great way of using up small pieces of fabric. Good luck.